I have pressed the record button.
Excellent.
We are live!
We are all going to die.
Like, I kind of miss the games where Eric would yell out, "We are live," in a way that clipped horribly.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, that
I
was
would
fun.
happily do it, but, people are asleep.
Yeah, and I live in an apartment complex, so I'm not going to scream like that.
Okay, should I yell?
Do it.
You can.
We are live!
There you go. I bet you got all the clipping in that. That's awesome.
It didn't even go into the red.
Really?
Yeah, go Io.
Although, at the same time, I'm worried for Eo's voice, because you said you had a sore throat from allergy season.
Oh, we got this, I have faith.
Yeah, for some reason, yelling in Chroma voice did not bug it.
Cool.
Okay,
Well,
the DM
you
will
know
remember
what you
this.
can do if you ever have a sore throat. Just go Chroma.
I think the Bryn voice is similar enough that would also work. But moving forward, hello and welcome to Pack Tactics Season 3, Kobolds in Space. Or, to reference another game, Pack Tactics, Pack Tactics, colon, Season 3, colon, Kobolds in Space, colon, Episode 16, colon, It's High Noon. Or High Moon.
Oh.
Should I have got the reference?
Overwatch.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt Mercer's character.
Yeah.
With me are a bunch of awesome people, including Arshbeth hanging out in Discord chat, Chris returning for an evening at least, Ellie's hanging out in chat, Eo, Jen, and Cindy. And this is the part where I mute myself after asking, what happened last week?
Well, we ran into some spider people that Chroma was able to talk to. None of the rest of us were, so
Not at first.
we spent a good part of the conversation thinking they just wanted to eat dead Umber Hulks, and we're like, yeah, okay, let them. We're fine with that.
Asking
But-
Chroma to translate is maybe not the best life choice.
I regret missing that.
It was interesting.
Well, then they attacked and started off by mind-controlling 3 out of the 4 party members.
Yep.
Zenosha was the only one that wasn't hit. But fortunately, I still had my lightning bolt, so I was able to take one of them down immediately, which freed our barbarian. And then we fought. And we fought, and we fought. And we eventually let George go after some back and forth, even though George was still mind-controlling Chroma at the time.
Right. And Zax was not at all happy about that.
But Neri applied some pressure, and even though Chroma was mind-controlled, we got the impression Chroma would still want us to let George go. And so George left, which freed Chroma of the mind control, and then George repaid the favor by taking out one of the cannons that was attacking us as we made our way to the moon base. JR then lost an arm. I'm loaning JR my Ring of Regeneration in hopes that the arm repairs itself. And now we are hot on the trails of the heretic.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's a good summary.
It's not a page summary, but no one went and got
No.
any triple espressos.
That's a unique kind of summary.
There will never be another
Oh, dear
summary like a
stars,
page
can
summary.
you imagine someone giving Chroma a triple espresso?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, and it's terrifying.
Mark my words, it will be canon.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Can I just say, I give Chroma a lot of... Well, Dax gives Chroma a lot of flack, but Chroma is one of Chris's favorite characters.
Aww.
They're adorable. I love them.
When Chroma gets her claws on a triple espresso, which I will heretofore refer to as the event, when the event occurs, it will most likely be because somebody who knows better chooses to do so anyway because they want to see what would happen. To be honest, my money's on Amara.
Chris slowly raises his hands as one of his characters will be the reason for this. He knows
Yeah.
It was a
this.
dramatic reenactment.
It would totally be Amara.
Oh, 100% it'd be Amara. 100%.
If not Amara, Paige might
Ash.
beat Amara to it.
It'll be either Ash, Amara, or Paige. It'll be one of them.
Unless the DM has a different character do it, just to have a different character do it.
Kevin.
That's got
I
some
was saying at the same
possibilities.
time, yes. Kevin would be like, people tell me I'm not supposed to drink this. Here, you have it.
Mistakes
Are
were
you...
made.
I think I need to get my glasses. You look blurry. But it's just you. Do you have a cloak of displacement? Are you 6 feet to the left?
Well, I did prepare blur this morning, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Chroma casts blur and goes back into focus. Okay, so I have copy-pasted 2 screenshots from the map. They are lining up very improperly because the hallways don't match up. But so the big round room in the first screenshot is where the giff ship is cantilevered in, and Chroma decided to slide down, and JR helped.
Decided is a strong word.
Yes, it is. It is. And the direction that seems to be the best way to go if you want to expediently encounter the renegade Illithid is the wider hallway at the bottom of that image. So the bottom right.
Okay.
The DM does know his left from his right. He just sometimes listen to what he means, not what he says. It's a family trait. But that hallway continues in the second image that I copy-pasted. And you've actually been down that hallway before. It's the one that had the door that you spent a considerable amount of time attempting to pick it, and it was the whole, I got it, and then the blast doors close.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the little indentation halfway down it.
Okay.
That leads to that doorway. You never really went beyond that point because that's when the horde of zombies started coming down, and there was a wonderful, glorious moment where someone who will not be named cast Grease, which is... Grease has a somewhat decent soundtrack, but one of the songs in it is not Thriller, so it totally ruined the coordination abilities of the various Dragonborn zombies that were coming towards you at the time. Well, any of those zombies, if they're still in the hallway, they are not functional zombies. Some of them are smears, some of them are riddled with holes, some of them have shrapnel sticking out of them, some of the holes still have little wisps of smoke coming out of them. You've missed a battle.
Question, where is Dax currently?
Wherever Dax wants to be. If Dax was like, fine, I'm coming along, Dax could have come along. If Dax was like, no, I'm staying in the ship where it's safe, Dax could have said, no, I'm staying in the ship where it's safe. Now, granted, the ship has crashed recently and is missing a wing.
Dax will come along.
All right.
Okay. Oh, and one last thing. You did leave Button behind. The Mind Flayer asked for a piece of rope to be given to Button, and everyone was a bit dubious because they thought the Mind Flayer wanted to tie Button up. But then the Mind Flayer found a book of ship's knots in the cabin, sailing knots in the cabin, and handed that to Button, and Button was left practicing tying knots.
So if we do find Button tied up when we come back, it'll be
He
Button's
did
fault.
it himself. Yeah.
And though I do not trust this Mind Flayer, good on
I
them.
don't either.
So I'm very concerned. Cindy has somehow managed to hack my computer and read my campaign notes. Because that was what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to change it. I'm going to come back and find something else tied up. Moving forward. Koboldly moving forward. Koboldly going where kobolds have gone before, because you literally have been in this hallway before.
Right.
I can't say you weren't here. It's a thing. It happened.
Kobolds have koboldly gone here before, and it was us.
Yes. And you are being accompanied by the Mind Flayer who you picked up earlier, because they seem to... They can point in the exact direction you need to go, but if you're not going to tunnel through the walls and floor, that only helps a little bit. But this seems to be the main direction. And you come up to... I did include it in the screen capture that I shared with you. That area that looks like it's all hashed out. That is a pit trap.
Oh, okay.
It is an activated pit trap. So it's a
there
big hole in the
zombies
ground.
stuck in it? No, just a big hole in the ground. Okay.
And from the other side of the pit trap, you hear, "Halt! Who goes there?" And then something gets tossed your way.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
We're friends! Don't throw grenades!
Oh, we already threw the grenades. That was the pin.
Okay.
And when you look down, you see there is, in fact, a small piece of metal that has it's a grenade pin. It's got a pole that has a little loop on the end.
And what was that supposed to do then?
Well, we already threw the grenades. We didn't have anything else to throw.
Who are we talking to? Can I see this person?
Please tell me you're not kobolds, because that's really terrifying.
I'm ABS-1-2.
Oh,
Warforged.
I feel
okay.
like that's even worse.
Hi, I'm Chroma.
I think we've
Hi,
already.
Chroma.
met.
I'm ABS-1-2.
Yeah. That's the one. Mm-hmm.
The giff said we'd make a good rear guard because we'd be less likely to hurt anyone.
Fair enough. Seems
That
to
makes
be
sense.
truthful. Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think that's the first decision the GIF I've ever made that I agreed with.
So far, they're kind of tactical, but
They also
There's-
introduced us to the idea of an executive decision when we tried to put to a vote when to throw the grenades.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that was
that's
a thing.
that's probably one you should listen to.
Yeah, there was a bit of confusion on whether or not you throw them when you want to get rid of them, and also if that meant when you're handing them to someone, or if you're actually trying to blow someone up with it.
It's the third one. It's always the third one.
I
Yeah.
only listed 2 options. That explains why there was a lot of confusion.
Yeah, it's always just when you want to blow something up.
But it has to be something that's actively trying to hurt you.
Or
Well,
that
there's a
needs
lot of that
blowing
here.
up.
Hmm.
How about this? You just do not make any executive decisions and you ask one of the GIF.
That could take longer than.
Dax?
Yes, but I also feel
Did
like
you
it's more
just
likely they will blow
suggest-
things up.
Ah,
Hey, do you have any more of those grenades?
I don't know.
Okay, problem solved.
I mean, that works
Zach
too.
shrugs. Yeah. you know.
Apparently, the
works.
gift quartermaster only hands out 1 per day.
Okay.
They have very
That
strict
makes
rationing
sense.
rules.
What did you use the grenade on?
Pack of zombies.
Good choice.
That's
Good
what
choice,
you use
yep.
grenades on.
That's what you do.
huh?
Speaking of packs of zombies, can I just eyes of the grave real quick? Just make sure there's nothing here.
Imagine, if you will,
Like nothing too
going
close.
through a country town the night before Christmas.
Oh no. They're everywhere. We don't know that yet, though.
I would say that you
I mean,
probably...
Zenosha was assuming it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You have-
know, but just I can get a sense of how close.
You've probably spent enough time with Dax that when you see Dax tense up in a certain way,
Yeah.
This is your
different
zombies
tenses-
tense, not your space is bad tense.
Well, the space is bad
terrifying
tense.
that you know
Dax
me
has
so
been
well.
holding that particular tensed up for months.
All right. Well, if we find zombies, just point me at them and I'll take care of that. Don't worry.
I just spin my arms around. Take a direction.
Yeah, we'll get them.
But we should probably try to find the mind flayer that's been animating these things and kill him.
I got no
Hopefully that'll
problem
take
with
the
that.
zombies out.
I got no problem with that.
All right.
The
Let's
Illithid
go
points again.
find him.
It's still that way.
Does this Illithid have a
Right,
name?
we
or is
need
it
to get
just
over the pit
Illithid?
trap.
Yeah, the Illithid's name is Zelix.
Zelix. Okay.
No,
Exactly what
no,
I was
Beth,
thinking the
not
first time I
Neelix.
heard that.
In fairness, I heard Neelix as well, but then it clicked. No, he said Zelix.
Yeah.
I think I actually pronounced it, the last time I said the name, I pronounced it Zelix, but
Okay.
the way Mind Flayer names
Zelix
work,
is cooler.
when Mind Flayers talk to you, the words that you...
Ellie. Sorry.
No, Ellie, that's wrong. That is bad and you should feel bad. Neelix plus Zeely, no. I don't want to be there for that transporter accident.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to know what that transporter accident results in.
Pure, unadulterated chaos.
Because it would not be a mind flayer, but it might be worse.
So, when a Mind Flayer communicates with you, the words that you can comprehend are accompanied with a large amount of what, for better word, is static. They're communicating through ideas and emotions that most beings don't have, and your brain sort of just filters out to the points that you understand. There's more static when Zelix or Zelix or whoever you want to call them says their name. there's a huge cornucopia of data that's there. So it's quite possible that when you say Zelix or you say Zelix, you're still saying as much of their name as you can comprehend.
Mind flayers are coolio.
Also, I pulled the name directly from the random table.
I think he showed us the random table. I believe it. Mm-hmm.
Could have been worse. It could have been named Taklak
Oh no.
or Gallic.
Okay.
Have a
So
backup
we gotta
called
go
Gallic.
past
I
the
need to
zombie pit?
rename it now.
What was that?
Well,
So we gotta go past the zombie pit somehow?
Well, to be fair, most of the zombies down there are dead. Well, more dead. That's where I tossed my grenade.
That was a good choice. That was a good choice.
Dax, you are very much aware that not all of them at the bottom of the pit are dead.
Yeah.
I can
did
fix
good.
that.
Oh, God.
if they can't climb back up, it's probably not worth it.
Melora, give me strength.
All right.
Well, I mean,
what are you
if
gonna
I
do?
shoot all the ones still undead down there, and then we can just go.
Does your gun make noise or use ammo?
Technically, I have an infinite supply of ammo.
But the noise thing.
So, I'm an artificial intelligence, and when I heard your Chroma friend say they have infinite ammo, I got this really weird sensation. Half of it was I was incredibly intrigued, and the other half was what was that word? FAQ93. What would you say the word would be? Terrified beyond
Sheer
all reason?
terror?
Yes, I think that's right.
Yeah, it's a common reaction. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
It's got
Yeah.
to the point where we are now used to the constant state of sheer terror.
Mostly. You know. Barbarians don't feel a whole lot of terror anyway, so I'm good.
I am literally the embodiment of terror.
Aw. Alright, so we're not... How deep down is this pit? Anybody know?
I think we just need to worry about crossing the pit.
Yeah.
The living zombies.
Well, I'm
that
just
you
thinking
can-
about if we fall in.
Do you want me to cast light on something and drop it down? We can see how long we can see the light for.
Dax, when you used your ability to sense undead, you sensed them about 20 feet down the pit.
Oh, they're about 20 feet down.
Alright, so we don't want to fall in that.
Did I get a feel of how many still alive down there? Or
There's
still
either-
undead down there?
There's either 4 or 5 because 2 of them are right next to each other. Or maybe there's 4 where one of them is really big.
There's either 4 or 5 down there, give or take.
Hmm.
So I could just pop a channel divinity and make sure there's nothing down there. But
Once again, I'm not too worried about them.
If it is 4 and one of them's really big, it's not gonna do anything, and it's gonna get real mad.
The ground shakes.
Hey, Zax.
Oh no.
One of them
Yeah?
big.
What, Chroma?
Okay, so you can throw me, right?
We have a
Probably.
carpet.
I mean, I can, but why?
Oh, I forgot about the carpet.
I
Everyone
was waiting
forgets
for
the
you
carpet.
guys to remember, but no one ever remembers. We have the
Oh,
carpet.
sorry. I was just thinking tactically about how to take out whatever's left down there, you know.
And
I can pop
tactically,
a
I think it'd be
divinity
a
as we
waste
go
of
by.
resources.
Okay, I will not pop a divinity as we go by.
Yeah, if we could get past them and they're just kind of stuck down there, that's fine. But didn't something just shake a minute ago? Anybody else notice that?
Yeah, it's probably a big thing down there, I would assume.
No, it's the GIF.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
They're
God.
Eliminating things again.
They're using something they called siege tactics.
Oh,
Oh,
those
dear.
are fun.
I gotta
Chroma?
wonder what they think that
keep
means.
keep
Chroma?
her away from them.
We are in the building they are sieging.
So are they.
It ain't good.
That doesn't
Chroma.
comfort
It ain't
me.
good.
If anything, that fills me with even more terror.
All right,
So-
so let's.
I'm assuming that you're getting on the flying carpet and flying over the pit.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Drop it
hoping we're
down.
doing.
Yeah.
All aboard. Keep your hands and legs inside the carpet at all.
Okay, so this is what you're seeing as you fly over it. The voice from the warforged was coming from further south, but I am giving you a view up to the left and the right as you fly over. If you choose to not go in the direction that the GIF are in, that would be, I think that would be a fair choice that no one would blame you for.
Mm-hmm.
The DM is prepared for both eventualities, because the last time he prepared for 2 possible choices, You literally picked both.
All right.
Tell me where to go, I flies.
I don't know which way we're supposed to go.
Zilix keeps pointing to the general direction.
This second screenshot is if you continue going forward, which takes you further south in the direction of the warforged and the giff.
Which cardinal direction do we keep getting pointed in?
My D&D logic is always go left.
Southeast.
Okay, south will do.
Yeah, let's go south.
Okay. In the direction of the giff.
Uh-huh.
I sigh heavily and begin to take us that way.
Zenosha sighs as well.
Okay. When you get to the end of this hallway, you see how it has a choke point there.
Mm-hmm.
There are several giff that are gathered around that spot, and every now and then, one of them leans around the corner and fires a gun, then comes back. And the ground shaking is when one of them pulls out a grenade and tosses it, and then comes back.
So, I will stop near where the giff is. I'm assuming you're shooting at undead yet?
Yes, the undead seem to be the predominant enemy that we are encountering.
How many,
Right.
give or take?
We are fairly certain it is all of them, or will be.
Okay.
So we're not them, so
Target-rich
don't shoot at
environment.
us.
Ah, yes!
I'd attempted to just fly in and pop a channel divinity on them all.
They're blocking our way. It might be worth it.
fun.
Yeah, that sounds actually really, really fun.
We have been anticipating some reinforcements.
How long
Well,
have
here
been
we are.
anticipating reinforcements?
Oh, wonderful. We are very glad you arrived. Did you bring any more grenades?
No, but we brought a cleric.
We are not in current need of
Technically,
healing.
I have grenades, but they only work for me.
Oh, I'm not that kind of cleric.
Might have one. Kind of.
The small lizard does say that they have grenades that work for them. Ah, wonderful. Which one? This one. That's the one with the mushroom on their nose. No, the other one.
No, no.
The one with
All right,
the very
all right.
large hammer.
All right.
No.
I keep going.
Yeah, let's go. Just go right over them. And we'll
I punch it past them.
Okay. You go past them, and you see what appears to be a very large number of zombies that are kind of just
Right.
milling about, not coming forward, but
When
not
you say a
going away.
very large number, is like ballpark.
Ballpark? Okay. Imagine, if you will, a can of sardines that has about 50.
Never seen a can of sardines.
Are they?
It's like too many people packed in an elevator.
Oh, okay.
Imagine, if you will, there is a sports bar. There is insert popular game for that region
I know the sports
taking
ball.
place.
Home touchdown run. Yeah.
And social
Are they
distancing
with-
is not a thing.
Are they within
Okay.
60 feet?
I would like to
Many of
fly
them are.
over them. And
There you go.
hold on, let me see. 2 seconds. I need to check the distance on that. I've never done it on this amount of zombies before. Channel divinity. Each undead you can see or hear, or each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must. Okay, so within 30 feet. So I want to get to like 30 feet of them. Like, so there's like a circle within 30 feet of me, give or take, of just full of zombies, and pop a channel divinity.
Okay. I will tell you that these are dragonborn.
Oh,
So it means they're not taller than medium sized, but they're big for medium. And you know that annoying thing that people do when they go underneath a door jam, so they reach up and hit the top of the door jam?
Mm-hmm.
It's possible they might be able to do that to the ceiling in here if they were so motivated.
Oh, right. Okay, so that's
I'm not
what we're
requiring
gonna
a
do then.
roll for your character to realize this.
Okay, because we're not doing that then.
Yeah, you can get closer to them. They don't seem to be moving towards you.
Right. Suggestions?
How far away are they? 60 feet? Someone said that? No?
Where's the place the gift were holed up last time we were on here, where they had the vents we crawled through to get to the main chamber that the Illithid is in?
That was much further to the west and north of where you are, but there are vents in this hallway. You could attempt to go through one of them.
Yeah, I say we try the vents.
All right.
Okay.
Last time. Yeah. Oh, wait. The Illithid probably is not going to be too comfy in there, but...
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, well?
Yeah, I'm kind of that.
It's this, or I set all the zombies on fire.
Let's.
Now, my general issue here is that space and fire.
Yeah, it's.
We're within a crystal sphere. That's not the part that burns.
Oh, okay then.
Okay.
One
well,
of the giff throws another grenade.
Yeah,
Well, I
let's
could
get
do
out of
that.
here. I mean, it's like attrition at this point. The zombies don't care what's going on, and the giff don't aim well, and they're going to run out of ammo pretty soon. So let's just go through the air ducts or whatever we were in. You know?
Oh, no, we have near infinite ammo for our firearms. We are much more likely to run out of smoke powder long before we run out of ammunition.
We'll see
Does
there.
everyone have that headband?
Does everyone-
I
Ah,
don't
fine.
understand the question.
Everyone is suddenly Solid Snake. It's weird.
Chris is the only one that got the reference.
I
okay.
didn't get the
Oh,
reference.
the DM got the
Sorry.
reference, but the GIF do not get the reference. Also, it helps that a certain animated GIF
my
is posted.
shatter grenade.
I think I saw the reference up there. Okay, I got it.
I would
Okay.
love to use a shatter grenade.
How about for the time being, we allow Chroma to blow things up?
All right, get us a clear distance, and
I am potentially going to regret that statement.
How many zombies are within a 10-foot radius of each other?
More than you think should be.
Fantastic!
all right, Chroma, get him.
Chroma throws one of her grenades.
Okay. What are the rules for
With-
you throwing a grenade?
They would need to make con saves DC 15.
Or take how much damage?
3d8 thunder, half on a failed save.
Roll your damage.
And I guess because I am using my arcane firearm as a spellcasting focus instead of tools, I get to add the other, what's it?
The DM is happy to allow this.
24 thunder.
You kill 8 of them outright.
Fantastic!
Several more move up to take the place of the ones that have been knocked down.
So can we go to the air ducts now?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's
they
get
have
out
been
here.
doing this for the past hour or so. It is getting somewhat tiring.
I would imagine so. I'm already tired of it right now.
Yep.
We're going to try taking a shortcut to the guy raising all of these. Hopefully that will stop the flow.
So if they all just drop dead all of a sudden, you'll know we succeeded.
Ah, excellent.
I mean, they're already dead, but you know what I mean.
Yes. But I am not stupid, yes.
If they become super dead.
We are picking up what you are putting down. Honestly,
All right,
I'm
let's
surprised
go.
you're still here talking to us instead of going in
Yeah.
the air duct like it was suggested earlier.
Right, yeah, okay, well, good luck. Off we go.
You too.
Was he being smart with us as we're going?
I don't know. It's
Uh-huh.
hard to tell with GIF, you know? I mean,
Frankly, we're not around him anymore, so I don't care.
Yeah, I'm the same, but I want to stab him.
save it for later.
I would not object.
Okay, the
All right.
main thing that you notice going through the air duct tunnels this time is you do not run into Bruce Willis.
I forgot about
I mean, that's always a positive.
You did run into him last time.
Wow.
Yep.
He let you have right of way. Something
That was
about
nice
all
of
he had to do was throw Snape off of the top of a skyscraper, and then he'd be done for the day. So he was fine with you doing what you needed to do first. You didn't understand it that time either. Okay, give me a survival check, somebody.
Okay.
Dude, let me.
I got a 14. Survival's +3.
Okay, you are able to find a junction that leads you to the way you took before. You are familiar with this route because you find the drop that has claw marks along the sides
That's the one.
from
Uh-huh.
The one.
the last time that you forgot that a flying carpet is a thing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Actually, no, the time before that.
All right, we don't have to worry about falling down this one.
Can someone just write on their character sheet, Dax has a flying carpet, remember this?
Put it on a
I
post-it
have
note and attach it to your monitor.
many things on my character sheet. I would never remember it.
Probably not.
Someone put a poster on their monitor.
Yeah.
And on next to that post-it note, put another one that says, Pack Tactics is not just the name of the series.
We forget that a lot too.
We all need that one.
Yes.
We all need that one.
The DM needs that one.
Oh.
Okay,
All right.
but I'm not going to draw this part out. I assume you all get on the flying carpet and ride that down, and then come
Yeah.
up to an opening where there is a grate that seems to have been put back in place. You pushed it out last time. I want to say you kicked it out, but I
Right.
could be wrong. But it
I
has
think,
been
well, we tried kicking it
repatched.
out and it kind of like moved a little and then sort of hung weird and yeah. So the grate is back. Did we put it back? I don't remember.
No, you did not put it back.
Somebody put it back.
I think the mind flayer put it back.
Okay. Well, we can take it out again if we want to get in there.
Yep, kind of have to.
All right, I'm going to kick it.
Gotta say, don't
Give
look at
me-
me. I ain't strong.
I know.
Give me
I'm
a
gonna kick
strength
it.
check.
Oh, I have a 4 + 7 that time.
I think you didn't kick it very well last time either. And
I
this
think
is
you're
the same
right.
effect. It's not the same effect. It doesn't budge. You managed to push yourself back through the air duct a little bit.
Whoa. Okay, that's not good. I'm going to hit it with my hammer this time. I got a 14 plus.
If you're
Thank
using
you.
an attack roll, you've got +10 for attack with a hammer.
Yeah. I think it's
Um,
11 now.
Oh, that's right. You leveled up. You're level 6 now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
fun fact.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it. Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact that you were crawling through an air duct, you have not been attempting to be stealthy.
No.
But even with that said, it is a cringeworthy moment when you all hear the sound of an air vent grate hitting the far side of the room, bouncing off the wall, then clattering out of sight.
All right, it worked.
You are very violent sometimes.
Of course.
Says
You
the
think I
person
learned at
who
the
said they
Barbarian
wanted to
Dojo?
stab a giff.
Like, unnecessarily so.
Well, I tried kicking it. It didn't work. I mean, you got to take it up a notch, you know?
Well, stealth options out. Remember
Yeah,
last time
yeah.
you threw lightning and mirror image at us? So let's go in guns a-blazing.
All right. Ready to go.
And punch it.
All right.
I'm going to jump down there. Boom.
Okay.
I fly the rest of us down.
I'm ready to fight.
Okay.
Where is
The
he?
room is empty except for 4 zombies that are, again, they're 4 dragonborn zombies. They're just standing there in the corners, not doing anything. And the large brain in the center of the room that is also not doing anything because it's a large brain.
Right,
there.
Right.
So, here's the heretic's brain.
Is our mind flayer person still with us? Can you do
Yeah.
something with this?
They levitate down and they come over and look at it. It would likely not be leaving this unguarded.
Yeah, we know, but we're hoping you can maybe, I don't know, do whatever you people do with these brains. I don't know.
My
Are you-
first inclination is to destroy it, but I do not know if you would appreciate the implications of that.
We wouldn't be able to pilot the moon back.
You are wise beyond your years, yes.
Okay.
It would solve my problem, but it would cause problems for several others. I'm not authorized to help with that.
All right. Okay. So we need this, I think.
Currently, at least.
Yeah, once we put the moon back in orbit, then we can kill it.
All right. We just need to do something with the. I think the word was heretic. Is that the word?
It is one of many words.
Okay.
Frequently, the other words are not spoken in polite company.
Okay.
He
Sure.
thinks
That's not
we're
us.
polite. He thinks we're
We're not
polite.
very
That's
polite.
adorable.
I was
Yeah.
referring to JR.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we don't want.
fair.
JR
JR, who
learned
still
some of
came
those.
with you, waves.
Yes.
Which is still very creepy because JR waves by using its left arm to move its right arm.
Oh, I
JR
love
finds
JR.
a way. Yeah. We'll get you fixed as soon as we can.
JR moves its right arm to give a thumbs up.
Okay. So, we're here, and there's nothing here to fight right now.
I'm going to take a look at the hallway that had the darkness in it before.
There are 2 hallways that have darkness. One at the bottom of the chamber that arches off towards the west, and one towards the north of the chamber that goes off towards the north. And the last time you were here, the renegade Illithid came in from the one to the south. That's the one you used the decanter of endless water on.
I take my decanter of endless water off my belt and aim it towards the same hallway I am decanted
Okay.
Speeding things forward, you fire off a blast. It's the scene from UHF where the young child gets a drink from the fire hose.
Oh.
Only imagine that the child was holding the fire hose.
Yeah. Oh.
And attacking the darkness with it.
Uh-huh.
The water flies into the darkness, and nothing happens.
All right, I go repeat with the other hallway.
Okay. You go to the other hallway, and nothing happens.
Where did they go?
I don't know.
A very wet zombie comes out of the southern passageway.
Oh, wonderful.
Hello!
Stop saying hello to things.
It is a dragonborn zombie. It does not respond. It doesn't even wave at Chroma, which is incredibly rude. It is also dragging along behind it a Nyogi corpse.
A what?
Oh, that's one of those spider things.
Yeah, it's a George.
I hope that's not George. Well, actually, I don't care if it's George. No,
I care!
I know.
How you like something that literally mind control you, I'll never understand.
Because Chroma. It's the only thing that needs to be said, because Chroma.
As a side note, I really like how when I use OBS to record, everything in Discord silences, so I don't get any pings from people hitting push to talk or connecting to channels or anything. That is a glorious feature, and I am glad that it exists. Windows.
I do love streamer mode.
Windows needs to also understand this, because during that conversation...
I believe you can turn streamer mode on for Windows.
I will have to examine that, because it just gave me 2 pings to let me know that OBS had disconnected from Mixer and then reconnected to Mixer.
Okay.
And they were at moments where I can't cut them out because it was crucial conversation that was taking place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, just assume the ship beeped somewhere and it got in there, I guess.
Oh no, the moon is running Windows. Why? Okay.
All right, so we have a zombie dragging a dead spider person thing.
Yes. And it's...
Is it George?
You wouldn't know. It's not wearing a red shirt. George is wearing a red shirt, but outfit changes can happen.
Yeah.
In any case, the zombie has not acknowledged you whatsoever. They apparently did get knocked over from the geyser that you use from your decanter of endless water, because they are soaking wet, and so is the Nyogi. But they don't seem to have reacted to that otherwise. They reach the brain in the middle of the room and lift the Nyogi up by its head. It twitches a little bit, which makes you think maybe it's not 100% dead. And then it rips the top of its skull off.
Oh!
Okay, that's how you know it's dead. Yeah.
Pulls the brain out and shoves it into the brain in the middle of the room.
Into?
Yep.
That's really weird.
Is that normal, Celix?
There is very little that's normal about this.
Good to know.
Even for me. It appears that this brain is being fed. And when it says fed, there's a lot of static. That's not the right word. It's the closest word to your understanding. Augmented might work as well, but fed seems to be the stronger connotation. When a mind flayer passes on, its brain is given to the elder brain. Its personality, its memories remain for as long as the elder brain survives.
Mind flayers don't really ever die then, do they?
So long as the elder brain survives. The heretic left without any additional illithid companions.
Which means its elder brain needs to be...
It is making an elder brain out of other species. And when it says this, the sense you get when it says this is that this is quite possibly one of the most disgusting things that the illithid has ever encountered.
I mean, fair.
It's all really weird.
It's pretty messed up, yo.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this. So, like,
What direction is it in? The heretic, I mean.
I was not tracking the heretic. I was tracking...
Oh.
And then it gestures this.
Okay. Well, you found it.
But it's weird. Like Zelix said, I don't think the heretic would have left this thing unguarded.
Well, there's a couple of zombies around, but...
Yeah, but they clearly don't...
Zombies aren't enough.
Yeah.
Which mean...
Should we try moving the moon? get it out of the... So it's not sucking up the ring world, see if that gets there, takes attention?
I want to look for traps.
I think we are in one. I just don't know how to trigger it.
All right, then I want to look for triggering mechanism.
Give me a perception check.
May
Can I use
assist her with that?
investigation? I'm way better at investigation.
Problem is you haven't specified, so that's why it's a perception, I would assume.
In this case, there are times when I would rule investigation is the better choice, but in this case, I'm going to say perception.
Oh.
I'm assisting, though, so you advantage.
Okay, sure. Roll at advantage.
Ugh.
So that is a 6 and a 4, and you got -1. So, yeah, you find no sign of any type of triggering mechanism. You don't even find a light switch. GR has gone over to one of the 4 Dragonborn zombies that's just standing there and is eye to eye with it and just looking at it.
That's fine.
GR waves.
It's probably not going to wave back. But if it does, let me know.
GR decides to reach out and grab the zombie's arm to teach it how to wave. And is immediately knocked to the ground.
I'm going to go hit that zombie.
I would also like to immediately guiding bolt.
Okay,
you're
well,
probably
we are
faster
going
than
to roll for initiative in just a moment.
Okay.
But
I
first,
think we
I'm
found
going to
the
ask...
triggering mechanism.
What was that?
I think we found the triggering mechanism.
Yeah, it's quite possible you have. I'd like everyone to make a DC 16 intelligence saving throw.
Oh, no. I got a 19.
Okay, you're fine.
Can I rage yet?
When it's your turn, absolutely.
Okay.
I got a 12.
About a 10.
Neri got an 18.
This is not my night, and I don't have inspiration.
Oh.
We are screwed, people.
Not yet. Not
I should
yet.
probably roll for Zelix.
Yeah.
Okay, so all 4 of the zombies drop their illusion. You see 4 identical mind flayers.
Okay, we've seen this before.
No.
We've seen this before.
Well, last time you were in here, the zombies were zombies.
Right. But we've seen the mind flayer, be more than one before, so.
You have.
We know there's only one.
Everyone who got hit and didn't make their save is taking 22 points of psychic damage.
Oof.
What was
And
the DC for the save?
I don't know.
It was 16.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And you're stunned for 1 minute. A target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. So you might not be stunned for the whole minute. One can hope. If you made the save, you are... Hold on.
Wait, is that a magical effect? I have advantage.
No, it's not a magical effect.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no. This is the thing where the DM would have to rule it. Because it's psychic energy. But if you read it properly, it says that they magically emit psychic energy. So the DM's going to say, yes, this is magical.
Oh, wow.
So what was that I interrupted you saying?
I get advantage if it's against magic.
Okay, so roll again.
Natural 20.
Okay. The DM will negate that crit. No, that's something you can do.
That's something I can do.
I mean, technically the DM can do whatever the DM wants. The DM controls the laws of physics.
Right.
But the
You
DM would
cannot
be
change the
very
laws of
mean if
physics,
he
but
did
I
that.
can.
The DM would be very mean.
Well, the DM also teaches middle school. And this doesn't say anything about half damage on a successful save. So those of you who made your save, I'm just going to say you're fine.
Yay!
Right.
Back up to Phil.
Yeah. Let's take a 5-minute break, and when we return, we'll be rolling for initiative and having a showdown.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
good.
This is the moment where I'd be expecting Ellie to yell wrong button. Speaking of buttons, let's roll for initiative.
All right. I think I rolled earlier. It was...
You said you rolled a 13 and got a +3, so
Yeah, I have
16.
Yeah, I have a +3 to initiative, and I rolled 13 on the dice. And I left the dice here so I would remember what the number was.
And it looks like Chroma got a 10 plus 3.
8
And it
plus
looks like
2 for
Dax got a 10. Zenosha and Neri are who's left.
I got a dirty 20. And Neri rolled a 16. Those rolls are just above my Commander Shepard GIF I posted.
That's what that is.
Okay.
Okay.
Zenosha, you're up first.
Well, I'm stunned, so
Oh no.
So
That's
you,
right.
you sit your turn out, except at the end of it, you get to re-roll.
19. I was expecting to be stunned for longer, but yay.
Okay, you are no longer stunned. Next up is Zelix. I get to roll for Zelix because they also failed their roll.
Illithid failed an intellect roll. That is...
I was expecting it, yeah. Mm.
Well, the target number was 16, and it's +7 for their intellect saves. And I'm looking at a 2 right now.
I don't think we have a top-notch Illithid, guys.
No, the
I do
DM's
not.
rolling low right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was a crit fail the last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe the Illithid is like, how dare you use this power on another Illithid or something? Just shocked, you know?
It's been having a bad month.
It's been hanging out with kobolds.
Yeah, it chose the kobolds over the giff.
The GIF. Yeah, over the GIF. Mm-hmm.
It's been having a bad month. Speaking of gift, they're still in this initiative tracker, so it's their turn. One of them goes around a corner and fires a gun, but they are in a different part of the chamber, so that doesn't matter for you at all.
Right.
Next up is Neri.
I'll attack the Illithid that's next to... Oh, his name just fled
JR?
right out of my head.
JR?
JR, yes.
Ooh.
That's a 25 and a 29 to hit.
Okay.
No.
Roll your damage.
12 and
24
12
points
for
of
a total
damage.
of 24.
Not bad.
Okay. A zombie falls to the ground, more dead than before. There are now
Not that one.
3 copies of the renegade Illithid in the room. Zax.
Okay, so I will rage. Let's start there. And I'm going to go after the... Okay, I'm not sure where the now zombie by JR is located in this room, but I want to go after the one that's closest to the door where the zombie brought out the spider thing.
Okay.
I'm going to hit that one.
Fine by me.
All right. I got an 11 plus 11.
That's going to hit.
Yeah, and it's 2d6 plus 8, I think. Did I
Okay.
read that right? I think I did. Okay, 2d6 plus 8. So here's 2d6.
I should load up your character sheet.
Yeah, I've got 2 5s, so I've got a 10, and I get a second hit
Okay.
if I roll it right.
Well, it was 2d6 plus 6, so you got a 10,
Oh,
but you did 16.
Yes, I did. Okay, and then I can hit it again.
So hit it again.
I got 4 that time, so that's 4 plus 11.
That's still going to hit.
Okay, so it's still 2d plus, or yeah. Okay, I got a 6 and a 2 on the dice plus 8. Yes, yeah, that.
Okay, you have done this before.
Hmm. How do I want to do this? Is that the next line?
Yes, you have killed another zombie.
Okay, well, I'm going to hit its head so that, smush its head so that I know it's dead and not going to come back and get us.
Gox taught you well,
Me well.
young Padawan.
And
Okay,
then
so
that's
now
my
there's
turn.
2 Renegade Illithid copies in the room.
Mhm.
Next up is Chroma's turn.
And I'm just rolling to try to shake off the stun, right?
If you're stunned, yes, that's the only thing you can do your turn.
Okay, made it.
All right. We're doing a lot better than last time. Next up is Button. Button has learned a knot that's called a sheep shank because they're still on the ship learning buttons. Dax.
Learning knots.
That too.
I'm going to... Are both the Illithid in range of me, like 30 feet?
I'm going to say only one of them is within 30 feet of you.
Can I move so they are both within 30 feet? Is it possible?
Easily.
Okay. I would like to do that because obviously the assumption is at least one of these things is a zombie.
And by the way, when you do this, it will put you next to the brain.
Okay, but what I'm about to do shouldn't affect the brain.
I'm just giving you an idea of where you are placed in the room.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I would like to turn undead so the other zombie starts running away so we can tell which is...
The brain attempts to flee. It does a horrible job of it. The brain's controlling the moon, so the brain attempts to move the moon away from you.
Okay.
Imagine, if you will, a cartoon character that's running away from a bee that's landed on the back of its head.
Yeah.
The moon goes through the ring world.
Oh no.
Through
this
as
is
in
not canon.
it broke it? Oh, okay.
This is not canon.
Okay.
So what do I have to roll?
So it's a wisdom save, and it's DC 14. And if the zombie fails and its CR is under 1/2, it's automatically destroyed.
Its CR is not under 1/2.
Okay. Did it fail?
You said the target number was 14?
Mm-hmm.
They both fail.
Oh, so they're both zombies.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yes?
It only affects undead.
Well, we know that the heretic is undead.
Oh,
Well,
was that something we found out
It
when I
was a
wasn't
very
here?
strong guess.
Okay. They are now both terrified of me, though.
Okay. Both the renegade illithid forms that are in the room turn and immediately go towards the northern exit.
So they can't come closer to me.
Shall get.
Let me just double check that's what that does. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can. It can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you.
Yes, and they go right after you in the initiative order. So,
It also cannot take react actions. For its action, it can only use dash.
well,
This is what
Wait.
happens when you miss sessions. I apologize.
they use their dash action and they go into the darkness. Now, is there a duration for that?
1 minute.
Okay.
So,
So
10
then-
turns.
They might be back in 10 turns.
Okay.
I have a
Shall
suspicion
get.
that in 10 turns, it's not going to matter one way or the other. We'll see. So now it is the Renegade Illithid's turn, because it made its save.
Huh.
I rolled an 18 on the die. Chris,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very glad you're back for this one night only. Could you do me a big favor? Could you have the honor of rolling me a d6?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
4.
Okay, thank you. The DM will make a note of that.
Should I be terrified?
You should
It's
be...
Crash, so the answer is yes.
Well, that's
I
a blanket
regret
statement.
not preparing see invisibility today.
Should I regret all my life choices right now?
You should be grateful that you rolled a 4, because there were
Okay.
other numbers that you could have rolled that would have been worse.
I mean, yeah, it was a D6.
Well, it was rolling for a chart. There are things that can occur.
Okay.
So the first thing that's going to occur is I am going to ask a certain troublesome cleric who got rid of 2 allies, not just 1, to make a dexterity save.
Natural 1.
Ugh.
Oh.
Okay, the brain that you're standing next to warps,
Uh-oh.
and out pops
And as
the
an
illithid.
illithid. Yep, saw that coming.
It
Oh,
wasn't
that's
invisible. It was hiding in the... Yeah,
Whoa!
it is...
That is
It-
disgusting.
It was... damn it.
The illithid ally of yours, Zelix, says, I feel like I am going to throw up. Here it comes.
Nope. Go that way.
no.
Other way.
Oh, no.
Other way.
Make your constitution save.
That's a 13 on the die. I'll consider that significant. Okay.
Okay.
It's a good thing that they actually have not eaten in several days. Mind flayers eat brains, and they've been hanging out with, well,
People that
Button.
they really can't eat the brains of.
Button and JR do not have anything palatable.
Mm-mm.
And if you had had a conversation with it, it would have referred to your brains as not quite ripe.
Aww.
Well, several
I
of
mean,
you are
that's fair.
5,
Yeah.
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 which granted means a lot more for kobolds. You're like teenagers,
Right. Right.
but still, you're not
Yeah.
ripe yet. There's
Also,
so much
can I
more
point
you
out
could
why
learn.
why every time we have a kobold campaign, at least half of us is like we're just got our first Pokemon and been sent out to the world.
Well, because
Happens.
a significant number of you decided to be from Gox and Sox's clan.
Yeah,
With
but
all those
even
The
babies
with,
that
timeline
were
would put
raised.
us at
even
about
with the
5.
other ones, the majority of us were quite young.
Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah. I think
It
Gox
seems
was
to be our
7,
pattern.
but I don't remember.
Zela was like 12 to start out.
I think Gox was either 6 or 7. I don't remember.
Um,
I think Fox was like 6.
Ooh. I'm looking at the spell that got cast on you.
I have backups.
As is my standard choice, when I have to roll this many dice for damage, I roll it in chat.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm instantly...
No, we don't use that rule.
Okay, well, I'm instantly unconscious.
I know we don't use that rule because otherwise Gox would have
The
gotten...
thing is...
I have
If
historically
power.
not used that rule.
The thing is, though, depending on the ability you use, because I think Illithids have something that will instantly kill you just in the rule. Just in the spell.
Oh.
The spell that was used was Disintegrate.
Oh.
Dax is
Whoa.
gone.
You watch Dax turn into dust.
No. 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 No.
I'm going to kill this
No.
thing now. Is it my turn yet?
How dare you!
Get him, Chroma. I'll back you up. Let's do it.
I will!
Next up is JR.
Oh.
I realized I forgot to roll for JR. JR made their save earlier. JR attacks.
Whoa.
That's an 18 on the die. JR hits the renegade mind flayer with his right arm. And does 6 points of damage.
All right. Good job, JR. Let us take it from here, okay?
Give me perception checks.
Oh. I've got an 18. Perception is...
Yeah, you hear something.
Uh-oh.
Neri
What do I
hears
hear?
something. Zenosha does not. Zenosha got a 9.
What do we hear?
Chroma does not. You could argue that it was a joint that wasn't quite oiled right. But those of you who rolled above 15, it's possible that JR yelled no.
Oh, wow.
They don't have the... Chroma would know. JR doesn't have the parts for it. But it's possible JR yelled it anyway.
Wow. JR's got a bit of a fight in him. Them.
Doesn't have the parts for it, but...
Not yet. Not
has
yet.
the heart for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going back to the top of the initiative order. Zenosha, it's your turn.
So did we really see Dax turn into dust and
You just watched
Insta-die
Dax turn
there?
to dust in front of you.
no healing spell's going to help this?
There
Nothing
are, in
short of a
fact,
true
ways to come back.
resurrection.
Nothing short of a 9th level.
Which means we're going to have to
Collect
go
his
back
stuff.
home.
Okay, Zenosha's rather angry. Can I form a line between me and the heretic without putting any of my friends in the line of fire?
They're kind of standing on top of the Elder Brain.
All right. Wild Shape takes up a whole action, and that's not in character for Zenosha right now, so Zenosha's just going to run up and try to whack him with the stick. I'll be adding the melee thunder damage if I hit, but
It's a good thing that I'm not house ruling and saying, oh yeah, the lightning damage does an AoE thing to the Elder Brain. You can't fly the moon now. I'm not doing that.
well, I whiff anyway.
Yeah, it's a 9, unfortunately. Is there anything else you can do?
I have a healing spell I can cast as a bonus action, but yeah, no, Dax is beyond healing spirit right now. So yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Next up is the Mind Flayer. They finally make their save, but they have to make that at the end of their turn.
Right.
Neri, you're up.
We've established that this is the actual renegade.
Yeah.
Unless they are summoning more zombies to look like it.
Zombies that can now cast disintegration.
I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on it,
Okay.
and then I'm going to hit it with some arrows.
You may hit it with all the arrows. Neri does 128 points of damage. No, not true. A 17 and a 26 will both hit.
Okay. For 29 damage.
Duly noted. Zax.
Okay, so I'm already raging because we're still in
certainly
combat. I'm going to do a frenzy attack. And what that is while raging, you can choose to frenzy. You can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns after this one. When your rage ends, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion. So it's a
So you're doing a
bonus
frenzied
action.
raid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
So
doing
you're going to
that.
get 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Not this turn though. So they'll only get two. They'll only get
Oh,
I'll
two.
get
that's right.
2 anyway. I can get 3.
But then next turn they'll get 3.
Okay, so I'm going to hit it with the hammer. I got a 15 on the dice plus
You hit.
11. Okay, and that's 2d8 plus 2d6 plus 8. I've got a 4 and a 1 plus 8 for that one. So that's 13? No. All right. And then I have a second hit. Somebody
Hold on.
check
You said a 4 and an 8?
The dice, one dice has a 4, one dice has a 1, and I think it's a plus. Is it a plus 8? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's my first hit. My second hit is a 9 plus 11. So I'm guessing that probably hit, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, and so I rolled
That's
a
a dirty 20.
6. Okay, so I have a 4 and a 2 on the dice plus 8.
Okay, that's 14.
All right, and I think that's all I can do right now.
This
Oh,
turn.
right, we have pack tactics because we're all swarming him now.
We are. Mm-hmm.
Well, you haven't missed yet. Well, since your attack,
I
you
did.
were the only one there. Oh, wait, no, you weren't. You weren't, because JR ran forward.
Right.
JR is an ally. JR does not get pack tactics, but you do. Go ahead and roll yours again.
Really?
Yeah. That's a
They
7.
both miss
Okay.
anyway.
Okay. Well, let it be known the DM took, but then the DM tried to also giveth. Okay. Next up is Chroma.
Chroma levels her gun at it and uses Scorching Ray.
I see a 22 and a 20
Oh.
and a 26. All 3 of those are hits.
18 fire damage.
Understood. Anything else?
No.
Okay. I have to keep asking that because everyone has like bonus actions and
Right.
additional things they
Yeah.
can do.
I don't.
Everyone is so somber right now. This is what you've caused.
Well, everyone is...
Oh, wait, I do have a bonus action. I use my decanter of endless water on it. Strength saving throw.
What do I have to roll?
Saving throw. DC 13 strength saving throw.
That dice just fell off the table. Floor dice don't count, which is good for you because that was a nat 20.
Oh.
What's the result? Just hypothetically, if it fails.
1d4 bludgeoning damage, fall prone, and... Okay, it does not get pushed, because it is not an object.
I
But
will say that it does fall off the brain.
Yeah.
Things I did not ever expect to say for 500
Oh.
Alex.
Okay.
Roll your damage. By the way, it's very bloodied.
Only one.
Yes, but it's prone now.
Yep.
Melee attacks will be at advantage.
Mm-hmm. Who's next?
Dax. Dax,
Mm-hmm.
you're in a forest. Give me a perception check.
I closed the sheet 2 seconds.
Dax's perception is +6.
Okay.
11.
So, you don't recognize where you are. You don't think you've been in this forest, but you think you've been here, which is a weird juxtaposition. You don't think you're home. Not yet. But you think this could be a home. And that's all I'm giving for an 11. Next is JR's turn. I was prepared to give a lot more with a higher roll, too.
No, that's fair. That's where the dice land.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, JR goes in for an attack. I rolled a 3. But JR has advantage because it's prone.
Pack tactics, and it's prone.
Well, you
he
get
doesn't
pack
get pack
tactics.
tactics because he's not.
Yeah, JR
Cobalt.
doesn't get
Keep
pack
forgetting.
tactics. That second roll is a 15. That hits.
My
Okay.
best friend was murdered. Maybe that's why it gets advantage.
Maybe.
Technically, he gets advantage because Chroma won't stop playing with the decanter of endless water.
Yeah.
That is a 4, so not as dangerous as last time, but every little bit helps. There are too many characters in this combat tracker because I put it in for all possible scenarios. So I'm scrolling past Giff and Umberhawks and my Conids
Right.
and Neogi. Like, they're not here. And there's the Renegade Mind Flayer, and then there's the other Mind Flayer. And I gotta make sure I don't kill the wrong one,
Oh, right.
which I almost did at one point. I actually went out of turn
Oh.
for I had to scroll down. So technically JR shouldn't have gone yet, but it's irrelevant. It is the Renegade's turn. They are casting a spell. One moment while I find the correct spell. Actually, Chroma, roll me a d6.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
A 1.
No.
Understood. Okay. The DM will make a note of this. So, a few of you ran forward to attack. That was Zenosha, JR, and Zax.
Yep.
The 3 of you are going to have to make a dexterity save.
Okay. I got a 14, and dexterity's +3.
You make it. JR
All right.
makes it. with the number right on the die,
Nice.
which is good because JR has no bonuses.
Right.
13?
You do not make the save. The target number was 16. So, the area around the Mind Flayer erupts with squirming ebony tentacles for a 20-foot square on the ground. Zenosha, you are going to take 3d6 bludgeoning damage.
Do you want me to roll that?
No, I got it. Take 13.
Okay.
Because it's a spell, it doesn't give average damage, so I have to roll it. And you are restrained by the tentacles until the spell ends. Creature that starts its turn in the area is also restrained.
Does this count as a creature I can attack?
The tentacles do not count as a creature, no. They're magical.
Okay.
You can try to break free by using an action to make a strength or dexterity check. Your choice. During your turn. It'll be the same DC. I'm looking to see if it says anything about half damage. I don't see anything about half damage. So, yeah, that's the second spell in a row where I don't see something about half damage. Well, not in a row, but still.
Right.
So maybe I'm just reading too quickly because I am trying to make sure the game finishes in a decent amount of time. But
Could be.
I'm going to say people who made the save aren't taking damage.
All right.
Okay. We'll chalk it up to your Righteous Fury.
Yep. Lots of rage.
Yep. And the Renegade has again reached their feet. It looks like they'd like to back away, but because they've only managed to restrain one of the melee attackers, they have some concerns. I'm going to roll. Yeah, they choose to back away anyway. That's going to open up an attack of opportunity from two of you. So,
Cool.
Yep, that would be Zax.
All right. I rolled a 6 plus 11.
6 plus 11 will hit. Roll damage.
All right. I have a 6 and a 4 on the dice, and that's plus 8.
So that's 18 points of damage.
Yep.
And JR also gets an attack. This attack is not going to kill the Renegade, but I would find it very poetic justice if it did.
Uh-huh.
But it's not going to. Also, that's a 9.
Oh.
That's a swing and a miss.
JR's trying.
Yeah. He's helping. And now's the point when JR should have gone.
Okay.
Back up to the top. Zenosha.
All right, I'm restrained, so
Yes, you can use an action to be unrestrained. You just got to roll a dex check, I think. Let me double check.
Strength or dex, the character's choice.
Yeah, I'm double checking to make sure it's either a check or a save. It's a check.
well, I'm not proficient in either of those saves, but I do have a better dex bonus, so
As a kobold, I would expect that, yes. Unless you're Zax, in which case
Right. Yeah.
I would say,
strength.
okay, don't
Strength
bother
all the
rolling.
way. Mm-hmm.
I cannot get a good roll today to save my life.
You pounding the desk in frustration did come through the microphone very well. I appreciate that, and it's going to leave that in the recording because it's fitting emotionally right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it is your Mind Flayer's turn. The more friendly Mind Flayer. They hold their hand out, and a sort of distortion comes from their hand and goes towards the other Mind Flayer. And I rolled a nat 1 for their save.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. Now, it would have been an intelligence saving throw, so they would have had a pretty decent shot with it. But a nat 1's a nat 1. It turns into a fine paste.
Wow.
What do you need to do to take control of this moon?
It would require some meditation. And
Please get started.
a lot of... I believe the colloquial term is brain bleach,
Yeah.
but not for this brain.
I'm going to gather up Dax's ashes. Okay? It's gonna be okay, Dax. It's gonna. We're gonna get you back, and you're gonna be okay again. And
All right. So barbarian
and I know
is
you're
probably.
safe. I know you're safe right now. You're a cleric. You're with your god, and soon you're gonna be with us again.
All right. So I'm probably.
JR, can you send to Bucket and tell him that
JR hugs you.
we're coming back? We need diamonds.
Oh.
We're coming back, and we need a diamond and a.
It's not diamonds for true
really?
resurrection. It's
Isn't it?
It's like 25,000 platinum.
There. Yeah. All right.
I
So
remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember.
It's diamonds. A lot of diamonds. A lot.
So, we've talked before about where your various other characters, your
Yep.
season 1 and 2 characters would be. My understanding is that Zeely would be hanging out at Meepo's farm for the most
Sure.
part.
Generally.
Yes. Daldane is traveling the world, and Marwise is spending a lot of her time in a library, I believe, because she's built a huge one.
Yeah.
Gox and Sox. I think Sox is in Faerun.
As a point, since they're siblings, the other two would potentially know of someone that could do true resurrection.
But what I'm asking about is where would Sox be at this moment? Probably.
Oh,
in
where
Faerun.
would Sox be? Sox would be in Faerun.
Okay. And Gox?
Probably at the Barbarian Dojo, and I don't remember where I put that.
You also
Okay.
put that in Faerun.
Probably.
Okay. Which means that Zeely is the one that's home when Cogbucket bursts in.
Cogbucket? What's wrong?
A most horrible tragedy for someone who I do not believe we've met. Someone has made your daughter upset, and I fear for their life.
Well, she is my daughter.
I believe the term that JR used was inconsolable grief.
Grief. Where's the sending stones? I need to call Marwise.
Okay. Shall we say for the sake of argument that the band gets back together?
Sure.
Okay. While we're doing that, Cogbucket, being a high-level cleric in his own right, is able to do some scrying to figure out where everyone is. And Matt just pops up. Ari shows up. Library? Someone mentioned the library?
It's the magic word to summon Ari.
Pretty much.
Iris fabulous. I miss the old characters.
We were talking about this earlier, and I was like, well, I'm going to find reasons to bring them back. This is not the reason I intended.
Yeah.
To be very fair, this is definitely not the reason I intended, but I will take this reason and I will use it. Where was I going? Do you still have Zax's character sheet open?
Yep.
Okay. Give me another perception check, because Zax, you're still in the forest.
You've got the names mixed up.
Sorry. Dax, I need a perception check from you. I believe it was +6.
It's /R, not /1.
If I had $1 for every time I did that. Okay, a 15 will do it. As you are wandering around the forest, you noticed that there's large piles, which is kind of weird. I mean, normally there's erosion and stuff, and there's evidence of this, but there's also areas where it looks like material was just like dropped from a high location, and there's trees and stuff that are half buried, where a lot of it survived because it's plant matter, but a lot of it was destroyed or whatever in the process. And you reach a ruin that with a 15, I will say you recognize, because you had a fight here. Well,
we
not
are in the
here.
forest where with the castle and the stag thing.
No, you're on the moon.
Oh.
But it's covered in trees and plant life, and there's atmosphere. And it's not, it's not how things are. You're not seeing what exists now. And while you're getting the idea that something really bad has happened to you, because the last time you got a vision, it was because something really bad had happened to you. This is not so much, well, here you are, here's your great reward type thing. You're getting the sense that maybe this is something that is going to be.
Life on the moon.
Zenosha was right?
Well, I mean, the Myconans and the Warforged made it sound like they wanted to establish a permanent home up here.
We're going to come back to that. So, 5 incredibly overpowered for this encounter kobolds. And a Warforged cleric of a god that may or may not be imaginary. And an ancient red dragon that looks like a kobold rogue. All appear on the moon.
Right. Let's go
So
find
did we-
the kids.
Question, what information did we have?
You were initially told that Chroma was very upset, which led to JR scrying. Not JR, led to Cogbucket, the original Cogbucket. The alpha testing model, if you will. Cogbucket Prime, I guess. But they don't have a spark, unless something bad has happened. Which has. They did some scrying, and granted this is Cogbucket Prime, then you're seeing things through their filter. So they were able to count 4 kobolds and a mind flayer that did not seem to be actively engaged in combat. And, oh yeah, Chroma is definitely very upset, and there seems to have been a structural failure with JR.
So
Didn't
that's
we
what
send
have.
5 kobolds after the moon?
Yes. Yes,
Do
we
we know-
did.
Do we know which one?
Let's go find out.
Well,
Yes.
the angry one with the hammer is there, and the calm one that uses lots of arrows is there. She seems to have a small friend that sort of floats around. Very cute, I think. Chroma is there, obviously. And did any of the kobolds have a squid for a face?
No.
No, that's not a kobold.
Not unless the
No.
druid is doing weird things.
Yes.
Which is
that's the
possible, druid.
That would be the one with the mushroom on its nose?
Where's
That's
Dax?
new, but that sounds like her.
We're missing one.
Socks immediately clicks his heels together and his boots and sprints to them.
Okay.
Right, dimension door.
Okay. Poof, you're in the brain chamber.
Did you take anyone with you?
Did you take anyone with you?
I'm saying you're all there. I'm saying you're all
Okay.
there.
Okay.
You are high-level adventurers. I'm not going to draw that out. You want to go somewhere, you're going to be there. Anything that attempts to stop you, we will mourn their passing.
Every zombie on the way in is missing.
Yeah, I was going to say, Socks,
Yeah.
Socks is just murdering zombies on his way in as he's running past.
Yeah.
There may have been a path of destruction in your wake.
That's how we know where to
Well,
go.
you went through all the kobolds, and the one that Socks took under his wing is missing.
And anything that hasn't been stabbed or beheaded is probably on fire.
I would argue that even the things that were stabbed and or beheaded are still on fire.
They are also on fire.
That's probably fair, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are all in front of a crying Chroma. I would argue probably holding a small pouch that is
Yep.
filled with dust.
And Zeely, who now has a incoherently sobbing, babbling Chroma attached, looks at the dust and looks over at Marwise. This is... Okay, I might be able to manage it, but
I'll take a look.
probably
I'll try
not twice, you know?
I'll take a look. I'll determine which level of resurrection spell I need.
There's
And
no body. There's only one that'll work.
True resurrection
Hence
or
why
wish.
I couldn't do it twice if I was doing it. Hey, here, it's okay.
I'm going to assume we picked up the spell slots the spell components before we got here.
Probably. That would make sense.
Considering how many diamonds there are on the other side of the continent, and
Considering you have the
A
mountain core
dragon that
with
can
you.
go get it.
So
and yeah,
as-
you can do it too. You've got at least 2 dragons that could go get it.
As a point for you guys as well, you're seeing Socks on his knees just saying to Marwise, fix this, while tears are showing up.
All right.
Oh.
I'll cast I'll pull out the big diamond and cast True Resurrection.
Dax,
Mm-hmm.
you think you see some kobolds. You don't recognize them. They're going through the woods. They're almost too far away to see. And they're talking to each other. And you think you hear one of them say that it's really good to be back. And then you find it very hard to breathe because Chroma is hugging the life out of you.
Dax, you're back.
Don't kill him again.
Don't squish him, Chroma.
I'm not squishing him.
I can't breathe.
It's better. He's
Sorry,
off
sorry,
a little.
sorry.
A little. There
okay,
you go.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Easy off.
Okay. Wow.
Are you okay? Did you?
I think the hug hurt more.
All right. I'm gonna pick him up and carry him carefully so he doesn't have to waste any energy. He doesn't look like he has any.
Thank you for coming back.
I had a choice in that. Ugh.
Technically, yes. True Resurrection only works on a willing soul.
So I guess you had a choice.
Monty steps over and addresses the younger kobolds and says, I assume you have an understanding with Squiddy McSquidface over there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one.
No.
Mhm.
He's
He's
going to
a
help us
friend.
pilot the moon back.
Yep.
I mean, I don't trust him, but yeah, he's not murdered as yet.
At what cost?
Killing the guy who
Killing
kidnapped
the
the moon.
heretic.
That pile of goo over there. Yeah, that.
And-
Zelix says, technically, I got in the killing blow, but a significant amount of assistance was required. It is the least I can do to return your moon. But if you have any memory-altering abilities to get this brain out of my head afterwards, I would very much appreciate it. Ugh.
I think I can swing that, says
Good
Zeely.
good old alter memory.
It would be a very historic event that one of my kind would allow such an intrusion. But I believe it is merited. I'm going to need a very large meal after this.
Maybe not any of us.
I already
Better
told
not
you
be
you're
any
not
of us.
ripe.
Oh, that was Sox that said that.
The player only
you
has
did it.
several voices.
Right, yeah.
Turnabout, fair play. There we go.
Oh, yeah, when it comes to kobold, I have 2 voices. They're both
So
very similar.
Monty's looking around, and we're about to end this because we have been recording for over 2 hours. The last time I said that, the actual recording ended up being an hour and a half after removing all the sound stuff and everything. But Monty's looking around and says, "This architecture, who built this?"
We assume the giff or the dragonborn?
Maybe. They were both
I
here.
have no idea who built it.
No, the GIF are imbeciles.
Well, yeah,
Agreed.
see? Everybody sees this.
Then probably the dragonborn paladins that were dead by the time we got here.
That worship God with 5 heads.
Monty looks over at Daldane.
Zeely also looks at Daldane.
You need to expand their education.
Wait, you guys didn't hear about Tiamat? Marwise
Um,
made sure I knew everything about Tiamat, and
Mom told me about the incident, but I don't know much.
I told Dex a little about it, but I didn't tell him anything that was wiped.
I didn't tell any of my barbarians about it. I didn't want them going off trying to fight.
Well, I told them what they needed to know to prepare if anything ever happened again, but nothing that, Daldane wiped from the planet.
Right, but you're not dealing with like a dojo full of raging barbarians all trying to be the top one, so
No, I'm
I
dealing
didn't
with a bunch of people who punch things all the time. Yes, they're a little more focused, but still they're relatively angry people.
Well, that's a little different, trust me. I didn't tell them anything.
I guess when you're raised around Marwise, you're gonna get history lessons.
That makes sense.
Well, it is half of her name, just saying. But no, back to this. These hallways, and by the way, the darkness in the hallways has dissipated entirely. A Dragonborn would be able to reach up and touch the ceiling in them. Dragonborn prefer wider, more open spaces where there's fewer choke points, to put it that way. This isn't Dragonborn construction. They might have lived here, but they didn't build this.
So, who did?
Take a look. Anyone who wants to, now that you've been tipped off a little bit, give me an investigation check.
I've got a 2.
With our OP characters or the younglings?
Yeah, which one?
Anyone.
Or both.
Okay,
Any and
so,
all.
All right, so Zach's got a 2 + 1. And,
I'm only caring about numbers above 15.
okay.
Neither Chroma nor Zeely did very well.
Yeah,
Neither
Gox
of them are
didn't get it either.
proficient.
Oh wait, maybe he did.
The
Hold on.
lower modifier was Zeely's.
Oh, I see Daldane got a nat 20. Well, not a nat 20, but a dirty 20. Dax
So
got
did
a dirty 20.
Sox. Oh, no,
Zenosha got a
Dax got
15. 15 sufficient. Zenosha's a little slow in the uptake, but you get there. So,
And I think, I rolled a 6 for Gox, but he's got the dragon skills, so that's, what was it, perception?
Investigation.
Investigation? Okay, that's
going to be a lower bonus.
yeah, I don't even see that on here right now.
Well, enough of you got it that you're going to share the information, I'm sure. So, to boldly go forward. It's not a wonder that you didn't pick up on it right away, because the carvings are a bit more intricate than you normally see in the various dwellings that you've encountered. They're much more advanced. But when you look for it, you can notice the architectural choices, the similarities. This whole moon base, this whole installation
The Kobold Empire.
was built by
Yeah.
kobolds.
Yep.
So, sorry, that's out of character. None of my characters rolled high enough to have thought so. But I, the player, have been thinking so for so.
Okay. Yeah.
Ironically, Socks figured that out too. Dax didn't. Socks.
Well, Sox has been around more kobold installations and has seen more kobold installations built, arguably most of them by Zeely using mold earth.
Right.
But still.
Quite a few.
So that's where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for
All right.
playing. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This ends this arc. So we're going to do a time jump before the next one. The moon will be back where it belongs for our next session.
Wow. Oh,
Yes.
that's going to affect other campaigns as well.
Yeah, but you're at least a month in the future compared to the other campaigns. So they'll be still
It'll
going
take a
around
little while.
for the moon being gone for a while. That's going to be a bit of a spoiler for one of the other teams, but never mind about that. Tonight I've been joined by a bunch of awesome people. Arshbeth was hanging out in chat. Chris is here. Ellie was here. I'm glad Ellie got to participate. I know she wasn't feeling up to it earlier. EO, thank you for being here. Jen has been here. Thank you. Cindy has been here. Thank you. Matt showed up when we mentioned books and libraries. That's what you do to
As he
cast
does.
Summon Ari.
Summon Ari.
Yes,
Library. Poof, there he is.
that works. Let's do a few quick plugs. So Chris does a fortnightly podcast, Azeroth CTC. Don't let the name fool you. They do talk about World of Warcraft, but they talk about a variety of games, including Dungeons and Dragons now. So check that
Although
out.
not this week.
But you do. Well, you talked about that one program that lets you build scenarios for people to play Dungeons and Dragons in.
Yeah, fair, but it was primarily Shadowlands this week.
Well, yes, but the point is, you don't listen to it just for Warcraft stuff. You talk about other things too.
Yes.
Hearthstone and various other games. Moving down the list, Ellie runs a social network, elec.xyz. It is on Mastodon. So those of us who have Mastodon accounts, which is the majority of us at this point, our contact information, if you want to follow us on Mastodon, is on the cast page, which is linked in the show notes. EO's mom writes books. You can get those at elizabeth-mccoy.com. My screen that gives all these is too small, so I'm doing this from memory, so please correct me if I get it wrong. Jen, so I should be able to do it from memory by now. Jen has a blog and podcast. You can get that at bookofjen.net. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Cindy, Ellie, and Eric. My name's been Crash. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, this is Crash saying, which of you made my granddaughter cry?
The pile of goo.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'll get a mop. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.